What if I told you that somewhere on an island just like this, a fortune worth $500 million lies waiting to be found, protected not by locks, but by a 300-year-old code, thrown into a crowd by a dying man? This is the incredible true story of Olivier Levasseur, the pirate known as La Buse or the Buzzard, and the greatest treasure hunt in modern history. By the end of this, you'll have to decide for yourself. Is this a puzzle that can finally be solved, or the ultimate wild goose chase? Our story begins not in the sun-drenched tropics, but in Calais, France. Around the year 1690, Olivier Levasseur wasn't born a cutthroat pirate. He was an educated man from a good family, even receiving a prestigious award for his service as a privateer. Now, a privateer is basically a legal pirate, someone hired by a government with a license to attack enemy ships. But when the War of Spanish Succession ended in 1714, Levasseur, like thousands of others, was suddenly out of a job. So, he turned to the only profession that still valued his unique skills: outright piracy. He sailed to the Caribbean, signed the Pirates' Code, and learned the trade under the infamous pirate Benjamin Hornigold. He quickly earned his own command and his fearsome nickname, Le Buse, because of the speed and ruthlessness with which he attacked his prey. As the pickings grew slim in the Americas, the pirates set their sights on a new, much richer hunting ground: the Indian Ocean. This was the superhighway for treasure ships from Portugal, Britain, and the Mughal Empire. It was a pirate's paradise. Levasseur established a base in the Pirate Republic of Madagascar, joining forces with other notorious captains like John Taylor. His reputation grew, his fleet expanded, and he became one of the most feared men on the high seas. All of this was building towards one fateful day, April 26, 1721. The Portuguese galleon, the Nossa Senhora do Cabo, was caught in a fierce storm near Reunion Island. Damaged and crippled, it lay anchored for repairs. A sitting duck, Le Buse and his partner, John Taylor, didn't hesitate for a second. They seized the massive ship without firing a single shot, and what they found aboard was beyond their wildest dreams. This wasn't just some merchant ship, it was the personal treasure vessel of the Portuguese Viceroy of Goa, carrying years of accumulated wealth. We're talking about chests overflowing with gold coins and silver bars, priceless silks, and a staggering amount of precious gems. The crown jewel of the haul was the legendary Flaming Cross of Goa, a massive cross made of solid gold and encrusted with so many diamonds, rubies, and emeralds that it took 3 men to carry it. The sheer scale of this heist is mind-boggling. It's said that each pirate received at least 50,000 gold coins as their share. This single haul made them legends, and Levasseur, now unimaginably wealthy, knew he had a very big problem: how to hide it all. After splitting the loot, the pirates scattered. Levasseur knew he was the most wanted man on the seas. He had to hide his share, and the remote, largely unmapped Seychelles archipelago was the perfect natural vault. For years, he evaded capture, but his luck finally ran out. In 1730 he was caught, tried, and sentenced to hang in St. Denis, on Reunion Island. But on the scaffold, with the noose around his neck, he performed his final, legendary act. He tore a necklace from his neck, which held a small parchment, and hurled it into the crowd below, shouting, "Find my treasure, you who can understand it." And so, the hunt began. For centuries, that 17-line cryptogram has obsessed treasure hunters. It's a bizarre mix of symbols, Greek letters, and cryptic drawings. In the 1920s, a man named Charles Sevy found some old coins and artifacts on the island of Mahé, reigniting interest. But the most famous hunter was a man named Reginald Cruz Wilkins. He dedicated nearly 30 years of his life to cracking the code, believing it was a complex layered puzzle based on Greek mythology, the zodiac, and the 12 labors of Hercules. He spent decades digging tunnels, uncovering artifacts like old pistols and more coins. But he died in 1977 without ever finding the main hoard. Today, the hunt is high-tech, using satellites and ground-penetrating radar. But the island of Mahé has changed dramatically. Where Reginald once dug in the jungle, there are now luxury resorts, roads, and private villas. The biggest challenges are time and development. Construction may have destroyed clues forever, Coastlines have eroded, meaning a marker that was once on a beach could now be underwater. And the island's interior is still a vertical, tangled maze. Of course, there are other theories. Was the code just a final mocking hoax from a dying pirate? Was the treasure found quietly centuries ago by a local, or are we all looking on the wrong island entirely? So, does the treasure of Buse actually exist? The historical record of the heist is rock solid. The treasure was absolutely real. The code thrown from the gallows is real. And the sheer volume of clues and minor artifacts found over the centuries suggests that something is definitely hidden out there. But the sad truth may be that the final solvable puzzle is gone eroded by time, modern development, and the fact that Leavasseur's map might have been incomplete to begin with. Yet, the mystery endures. Because it's not really about the gold anymore. It's about the story. The ultimate what if. It's about a code thrown as a final act of defiance against the entire world, and that's a story worth telling. What do you think? Could you crack the code? Is the treasure still waiting to be discovered, or is it lost to time forever? Let me know your theory down in the comments. And for more incredible unsolved histories just like this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep searching.